Hello everyone, my name is Zard and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be taking a look at the LEGO Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 Set 71841. This is the Dragonian Storm Village. It has 305 pieces, 6 minifigures, which this is the usual Ninjago set of the smallish build with some minifigure highlights, with this one being Rogue, Moro, and then also I guess the Zane, as that specific outfit of Zane seems to be exclusive to any of these first half sets. So that's nice, but Moro is definitely the highlight, I think, of this one, as well as this being sort of the highlight of the wave itself, as it's the only one currently to be on back order, or any one that's close to selling out is this one. And I makes sense, you know, it's got cool figures with Rogue and Moro. So let's take a look at the build now. So here is the build, and you've got this main section of the build, the taller section for the Storm Village, and then a couple side additional bits with a sword, a lamp, and then the prison cell, which can be opened as well as removed from the stand itself, but it's got enough space for one minifigure. You've got a face there carved into the stone of these, I guess, dragon faces of the Dragonians, potentially. From what we know of these guys, of course, they are from the First Realm. They're related to Thunderfang in some way, potentially corrupted by Thunderfang to fight alongside the Forbidden Five. But yeah, really, at this point, we don't know too much about these guys, other than they are sort of the grunt antagonists, at least from the first half of Season 3 of Dragons Rising. That would at least be the assumption for these guys. And then we've got a couple other question marks that in this set. Rogue, who of course is Jay, returning from Season 2. I guess he was also in Season 1, but a very small role in that, in the agency. But here's Rogue, a very cool minifigure. I think I do like his Season 2 tournament outfit better, but it's a pretty cool one. A couple black dragon hilt pieces for those lightning swords. You can see the usual J sort of face, but this time with a bit of a angrier rogue expression to him. And then the torso and leg printing down to the toe printing is all quite nice with this figure. But yeah, this, of course, Jay is back in this season. See if he'll get his memories of the ninja back this time around. But yeah, it's a cool minifigure, but to me, the highlight of this one, and the one that sparked my interest the most, was Moro, one of my favorite Ninjago characters from my favorite Ninjago season, Possession. I'm very excited to see the return of Moro. Of course, Moro is sort of a very cool character, a very popular character, and a character that I thought had a perfect send-off, so seeing him return is a bit of a question mark. You know, how is that handled? But it'll be interesting to see. I think it definitely sort of fits with where the show is currently at. Of course, it ties into Wu. It sort of mirrors Wu and Moro's relationship with Lloyd and Aaron's relationship, so I think it makes sense in that way. Then, of course, it's interesting to see whether or not he plays an antagonistic role in this, and why exactly. Well, who knows if these two characters even appear in this Storm Village itself, or if they have another role in the season or just added into this set. And then you've got a couple Dragonians, the Dragonian Scout and Warrior. The Scout is a cool minifigure. The torso and leg printing are the same across all of them. The head printing is a bit different. The armor piece is the same. Then you've got a mohawk there, and the face prints are a bit different, as the other one will have a back expression that can act as sort of a dragon breathing fire under those masks, and then an axe there as well. These are the two different Dragonians there are in the sets. There's also the named one coming in, I believe, Thunderfang, named Tyre, which isn't any different than the Dragonian warrior other than the name itself and maybe a different position of the horns on the helmet piece. That helmet piece is a very cool one. You have one built into the set, actually, but I think it's a really cool piece and definitely sort of a highlight to this one. It's quite nice. And another new piece are these little dragons, which are included across a bunch of sets of the wave, but they have wings that can move, and then the main body part, which is just a molded piece. The build itself, I guess I should get on to the ninja, but they are in their storm outfits for this half of the season. And you've got Nia here, which is across, I believe, 2 sets. I think she's in the Storm Rider, Kai's Storm Rider as well. But she's in her usual gunmetal gray and azure. Then the black, black shoulder armor is given to the figure, which is sort of an odd color for these suits. And then, of course, a couple katanas. She's very detailed. I do like these suits. I think they're interesting designed ones. Definitely, I don't think they're bad. They're definitely not top Ninjago suits to me by any means. But I do think they look good. Nia's current designs are definitely not my favorite. I really like the burgundy that she had. So to not have that anymore, I don't like the color combination as much. And if she had that burgundy, I think it'd look amazing. Moving on to Zane, who of course seems to be having a very focal role in this, being in multiple sets. Surprisingly, though, none of the March sets, which is a bit weird. But Zane is who we would assume is the main ninja of this season. I guess we'll see, and only time will tell when it actually comes out. But here he is. This is the only set that seems to include this particular variation of the character in the Storm outfit. The torso and leg print all looks quite nice. The new masks. I do like how the last few masks similar to this have had the just ending right there, so you have a bit of movement with them, which you haven't always seen in the past. This set includes a couple of the new trans-clear prismatic blades, which are the collectible of this wave, but also seem to play some sort of story significance in freeing Thunderfang. But now just on to the build. You've got the main higher tower bit, which has a bit of playability, not all that much. Also not that much minifigure space. I think I would have liked to see a little bit more of that. But the main thing, main playability, you have a little knob here and can release the bridge, and it can fall down, which I think is a fun function. It definitely reminds me of some of the Tournament of Elements sets, as well as just a Ninjago staple to me. I sort of think of that type of idea in Ninjago sets. I feel like we've seen it a lot in the past. The face there carved into the mountain with light bluish gray, red eyes, all looks quite nice. There's 2 stickers on this set for those dragon faces. Swinging around to the back, you've had a little bit more space. It's just a lot of open space back there with a little skeleton. We've got this rope here, which adds for some nice posing for some characters. And yeah, that is the Storm Village. It's a solid set. At its $50 Canadian, $40 American price. Of course, these would usually be sort of that $30 set. And you know, I think with some of those previous ones, you look at maybe something like the Gamers Market that definitely had more characters, I feel. I believe it did, at least. I can't entirely remember. In my head, a lot of those had like 10 plus minifigures. I don't think that's the case. They probably had 6 like this. This one has some solid figures. And if Zane stays exclusive, as he seems like he will, I don't see them releasing these Storm outfits in any summer sets. They should have new outfits by then, so according to that, you've got 3 exclusive minifigures to this set, 2 minifigures that are pretty massable in the Dragonians, and then Nia, which you'll get across multiple sets. This seems like a very solid set for the minifigures. I love these type of little play sets where you impose minifigures. I think that's my biggest issue with this one, is you can't really pose them. There's just not that many spots for characters. An additional part of this build is this little spinny thing, which, well, spins. It's very exciting. You know, this feels like the type of thing you get in one of the $10 gimmicky Spinjitzu sets. I don't know why that was included, and why, even though it's like 20 parts, why those couldn't just have been included into the set itself. It's a solid set, good little one. I guess it adds a play function to the set, so that makes sense, but Moro's great, Rogue's great. They're definitely the highlights of the set. And I'm excited to see this location, if it's accurate to the show. Of course, at this point, it's just hard to tell. But I think this is the best set of January for me, for Ninjago, just based off those characters, and especially based off the fact that if you want the whole team and the whole group of main characters in the sets for the first half of Dragon Rising Season 3, all you need to do is buy this, and then the 2 March 1st sets, you've got the whole ninja lineup, plus you've got all the characters you could pretty much want. So yeah, this is a great set. Maybe not great. It's a solid set with some good minifigures. And I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.